In the work that I do, I deal with a lot of rental properties and property owners. And what makes a property rent rather quickly or doesn't is the cleanliness of the kitchen and the bathroom. And a lot of that just boils right down to how old the kitchen is or the bath and how put together the cabinets are. And a lot of times a drawer will be missing or a cabinet door. And I'm going to show you a down and dirty, quick way to make an inexpensive, bulletproof cabinet door, and one that's easily repeated. If one is missing, you come back and you go, well, I need one of those. It will probably get a lot of flack from, everybody that's a cabinet maker or a homeowner, because they're going to say, well, this is for rental properties, and every expense that comes out of the bottom line comes out of the owner's pocket. So you got to have a kind of a different mindset when you're dealing with rentals. And so if you're interested, I'll show you how to make a very inexpensive, probably under $10 cabinet door very fast. So follow along if you want. It all starts with the lumber. And like I said, these are inexpensive, meant to be built quickly. They're paint grade. I'm not going to worry about staining them. And the first thing I do is I go to a big box store and I buy 1x4s common grade, meaning they have a lot of knots, but I'm looking to make sure that they're all solid. They're not going to fall out. I look to make sure that the board is straight and not cupped. Something that I can pretty much work with. And a board like this, it's a 1x4x8 common, was $4.64 at the time of this filming. And this one board will make the rails and stiles for the door. And then I just have a panel. So you're definitely talking under $10 to make one of these. Okay, let's cut it to length. All right, none of this is a science. Just do something that you feel that you like the look of. In this case, I'm going to be cutting these 1x4s to 2.5 inches in width. All right. Now that we have all the pieces cut to width and length, we're going to join them with pocket screws. Now, I also like to put, because it doesn't cost any money, a small detail on the inside with a router. But if you don't wish to do that, put 2 screws into both sides, all sides, and you're ready to put the panel on. But we're going to go one extra step. But first, let's use some pocket screws. Because I'm going to be routing the inside edge, I want to make sure that I back these screws off so that they're really at the outer edge. And I'm going to put 2 in. Just like that. Just like that. And as you can see, I backed off the screw locations from the inside where we're going to be routing a profile on the inside edge. We have a profile bit with a bearing at the top of it to run along the edge of the boards. They can either be used in a handheld router or in a router stand. Let's give it a whirl. Be careful. Pensacola area, I know this is nasty, but in the Pensacola area, we have, outside of the big box stores of Home Depot and Lowe's, we have lumber stores that are seconds, and that's what you want to find is a second. This is a second. And this is for wainscoting around the room, and this is under $4. And you want to find sheets like this for under $4. Or you can buy a 4x8 and cut them to your size. But remember, we're going to be painting this. It's not stained great, so it doesn't have to be in great condition. When you're cutting your inside panel, and if you have detail like this, try to get it so that it's equal on both sides, so that you don't have a uneven spacing. Using glue and brads, I secure the panel to the back. And that'll cover up my screw holes. Now I use some jigs to help me position holes in the door so that every door is done exactly the same way. They're very inexpensive, but yes, you can make them quick enough. Alright, the way this jig works is you put it into the corner of your door and find out either where all the other cabinet knobs are, or if you're starting brand new, where you would like it to be. And then be consistent with that. I usually use this one right here, but it can be any of them. And there's also another jig for putting the handles on drawers so that they're consistent. And this is for us to use European cup hinges, and this is what we're going to be using. It comes with a Forstner bit for 35 millimeters, and the little guide to where you're going to put your pilot hole to drill this. And these two will put our hinges on, and this will put our knob on. That's all there is to it. We'll sand it, paint it, and I'll get you on the next step. Okay, installing these European hinges, the cup hinges, they're very simple. What I do is I normally come in about 3 inches up to this leading edge on both sides so that they're equal. Make my mark, and then using the Forstner bit that comes with it, I put the brad right in the center of it, and I only go down to the top of this bit. That's all there is to it. Well, here it is, the $10 cabinet door. When given the choice, I try to use a white trim paint because it's enamel and it has a hard surface that's easily wipeable. And I just use Minwax cherry stain usually for the doorknob. Like I said, you can spend as much money on hardware as you'd like, or as little on it as you would like. There you go.